Hey everybody, it's SmallgGay. This is a Reformed Schoolgirl, an alternate cover. I'd never seen this cover before. Of course, the photo is famous, but the type is a little different than the usual that we see. Reproduced everywhere, classic, pulp, trash novel. Appropriate for Bonnie Frank, who left office today. To great acclaim. Oh, the conservative community was so excited today. They were just cheering in the street. It was like ding dong, the witch is dead. They were thrilled. You gotta hand it to Bonnie. There just aren't many people who can blame both Michelle Bachmann and MSNBC for them unceremoniously leaving Washington, D.C. He had to get in some digs against the Republican contenders for president. Partisan hack to the end. The real reason why he's losing is that he's been redistricted. And the real reason that he's leaving is that the writing is on the wall, and he won't be able to survive the insider trading investigation that's going to be happening in 2012. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of old faces suddenly have to leave. Guess who's taking his place, by the way? Maxine Waters, who, if it's possible, is even more corrupt than Bonnie. I got a real kick out of Rush today. You know, Rush has a long-standing antagonism with Barney Frank that's been very amusing over the years. And he was saying today, you know, this is a man who ran a prostitution ring out of his apartment. And if he didn't resign over that, what could he possibly resign for? You know, these people try to act like he's Harvey Milk. Barney Frank was outed for human trafficking. I mean, male prostitution out of his home, and he was validating their parking while they screwed the guys or were screwed or whatever. Pardon my graphic description. And, you know, he's a drug addict. His partner was a drug addict. One of them was in charge of Freddie Mae. The other one was in charge of Fannie Mae or whatever, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. And it was a total violation of ethics that they were in charge of each of those. And it was brought up, well, isn't this, you know, what about their relationship? It's unethical. And the Democrats, the gay champions, explained that gay relationships weren't like straight relationships. There's no feeling involved, and that they didn't have any kind of conversation. It was just kind of a purely animal, sexual relationship, like a kind of a subhuman animal type of relationship. So that's one drool bucket that we're all happy to see leave. And let Maxine Waters face the investigations. She's crooked as they come, too. And a conspiracy nut. They've all been too long at the fair. They're all part of the permanent political class. As are, of course, the gay lobbyists. They're all part of the problem in Washington as well. HRC, all of them are a huge problem at Washington, the gay lobbyists. And gay politics, which used to be a very free-thinking, humanistic endeavor, wherein, you know, everyday people really spoke out, that's all been replaced by lobby groups. And everyone's forced by the Gestapos into just mindlessly parroting whatever the various lobby groups are pushing at the moment. Destroying free thought and free speech in the process. So it's a poisonous stew. Fortunately, there are some good Democrats, and or at least ones who want to be reelected, who are going up against the corruption, along with some good Republicans. Because the problem is in both parties, which is, realistic. But of course, the Democrats think that the problem is in capitalism. So there you have it. I went out tonight to New York City at a dinner party, and 2 people referred to Republicans as Nazis. 2 separate occasions. They don't understand how politics work at all. They don't understand that Nazism is a form of statism that's one step higher. Well, Nazism is Hitlerism, which is part of fascism. It's only one particular form of fascism that rose in Nazi Germany. It could never be duplicated again, but fascisms exist all over. It's part of socialism. It's a forerunner to full-on socialism. And in this country, those are the options. Solid socialism, extreme socialism, or Nazism. That's what you're offered. And they don't understand the American scale, wherein the reality is that the opposite of fascism is the left. The opposite of fascism would be anarchism from the left, which would be no government at all. The left is about total government control, and the right is about no government control, the extreme right. So the extreme right are people like the Rand Pauls, like the hardcore libertarians, the anarcho-libertarians, that are against any government whatsoever and want the private sector to rule everything. But you have to explain this to all of them, because that's the story that they were taught on the after-school special, and that's all they know. They don't know about the conservative traditions at all. They don't understand anything about the conservative intellectual tradition. They've never read any of it. It's, for all intents and purposes, banned from their world. But speaking of ethics, Herman Cain, another woman, has come forward. This one named Ginger White, and she is basically has proven that she's had a 13-year affair. It wasn't just a one-night stand or a sexual harassment case. This was a full-on affair while he was married for 13 years. And she's got the evidence to prove it. And it's just, I've had real problems with Herman Cain all along. I never jumped on that bandwagon. I've always found him problematic, and I believed all the women along, because I'm a true feminist. I believed in the women's stories all along about Herman Cain. And I felt like the Herman Cain supporters are just digging themselves into a ditch. And now they're in the ditch. I don't know what he's there for. I really don't. On Twitter tonight, I said that he was the Mickey Rooney of the Republican Party, because he just kept entertaining us whether we wanted him to or not. And Mickey Rooney was like that. He had to keep working because he gambled all the money away. He's probably greeting people at Walmart right now, Mickey Rooney. And he was another one who had a real way with the ladies, let me tell you. A real way with the ladies. And some of the really pathetic Herman Cain supporters who are still supporting him, can you believe it? They're still supporting him. They're like, this wouldn't be happening if you weren't running for president. Well, no, it wouldn't. Nobody comes forward with exposés about nobodies. They come forward with exposés. If you're going to get married, or if you're running for president. That's the way it goes. You know, that's the way it goes. I never had any problem with any of those people coming forward. So anyway, what are you going to do? Sarah Palin, in response to the ad begging her to run, said that she's not running and she has no regrets. And I immediately turned to Edith Piaf. I love Palin. I loved her response. I would be offended if she agreed to run because people begged her. What are you going to do? Please, Sarah, protect Israel. Please, Sarah, remove daylight savings time. I mean, are you going to be doing that for every little move? Every little move that she does? You know? It's getting a little crazy. Just a little bit. You know, I trust her to make her own decisions. I don't know, everybody's so flipped out. Anyway, she's just not running this time. She could run again. Said she's focusing on this amazing project that I'm kind of ticked off that a lot of Palinistas aren't even following up on, especially since his response has been very positive and could help the country. Don't you want to help the country? Don't you want to clean up Washington? I mean, I can only assume that you don't. That you want the distractions. You know? That's all I can assume. I think Palin has a better idea about what she's doing than anybody else does. Sorry to be so harsh, but it's the truth. So anyway, I think Newt will be a perfectly fine candidate. I'm not endorsing yet, but you know I'll endorse him. I have to wait until Christmas. Everyone was all flipped out about Steve Politic tonight. Deal with the fact that there are people who support Mitt Romney. I'm not a Romney supporter, but a lot of people in the Northeast are. And if you've got your choice between a Romney supporter and someone who thinks the Republican Party are Nazis, you'll see why I'm friends with Romney supporters. You know, we need to increase the dialogue. Steve's a good guy. A little passionate. He's young. But anyway, everybody just needs to handle themselves. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.